So today, this is kind of going to be a response video to Beth's last video where she talked about how we met. Except she gave the complete wrong story. So I'm going to do the true, untold Hollywood story of how we met. The abridged version. AKA the correct version. Our friendship is almost mapped out in photos, and if she would have just looked at our friendship page on Facebook, she would have saw all the pictures we've been in before the time that she actually thought we met. And according to Facebook, we have been Facebook friends since March 30th, 2009. We both went to this conference, RILA, together. RILA is hosted by Rotary International. Rotary International is one of the world's first and largest non-profit service organizations. Beth and I met because we were sleeping in the same cabin at this conference. And the way the conference worked, it wasn't your average leadership conference, stay at a hotel for 3 days. You were split up into groups of 10. Each cabin was 2 sets of groups combined, like the girls from that group. So Beth was in my cabin. My first impression of Beth was, I thought she was pretentious. It might be because she's a lot taller than I am. Like a lot taller, and she was just had this air. I don't know, she had very short hair because at the time she was in a production at her school called Peter Pan, and she was playing Peter, so she had to look like Peter Pan. And she also had blonde hair. Whenever I think about when I first met you, this is what I think of. You told your boyfriend that you were no woman because you would not get in the kitchen and make him a sandwich, even though you were a vegetarian and you made plenty of sandwiches before. Yeah, maybe I thought you were pretentious because you were vegetarian at the time. I don't really know. We didn't really talk then, but I'm going to insert right here a very embarrassing photo. This is the first picture that we were ever taken together. Drive on by while spring is the next time I encountered Beth was we went to the RILA the following year as facilitators, as Beth explained in her video yesterday. And we didn't really connect, we knew each other, and I thought she was pretty cool. I mean, the whole weekend she had this green hat on with a pom-pom on the top, and she was going around taking pictures of everyone, and she was one of those people taking all the pictures. Now, I love those people. Those people make me look popular on Facebook because all they do is take pictures with their camera, and it's great. Our next encounter, which you may not remember, which you didn't include at all in your video, which to me is weird because this is when we started becoming friends, was we went to a district conference together. We went to the one in New Jersey. We stayed, since it was a very lame trip, we were supposed to go to Six Flags, but that got canceled, so we toured a garbage dump. It was the worst teen program for any conference I've ever been to in my entire life, and we hated it. I don't know if you remember this. And we watched NCIS the entire weekend in your hotel room. The whole drive to New Jersey, we sat next to each other and we bonded because we were in the same AP classes and you were listening to McFly. I don't know if you remember the last day of the conference, we sat down and we wrote down this huge list of things that we thought could make Interact better at our schools, and we wanted to talk to all the people that we knew about it, and we were going to present this whole thing, and we were going to go back to our Rotary clubs and present to our Rotary clubs and all that jazz. We were so fired up, and I think even then I could tell how compatible we are on a planning level and just working together level. Beth, I don't know if you remember, but we planned to meet up outside of one of our scheduled committee meetings once to further plan and do things on our own because we felt that we would work better together. And I drove to the halfway point of our houses because we lived quite far from each other, and I got there early and it was raining, pouring rain. And I remember I just got a new CD from my friend. It was We Are Not the In Crowd CD, so I listened to it the whole way there, and I was so nervous because we were acquaintances and we knew each other, and we were friends, but I was how can I spend an hour, 2 hours with this girl on a Panera Bread? I was so nervous, and you got there and it was kind of awkward at first, and we talked a little because you had just gone to LA. We just started talking about RILA, and we were there for 3-4 hours, and then we went after that to scope out that camp for the possible training facility. So that was when I knew that we were bound to be best friends, because we spent 4 hours in Panera just talking and making plans for things, and not even plans for Riley, just plans for ourselves and all these crazy things. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you laughed out loud, or you simply snorted, or just breathed harder out of your nose because something was slightly entertaining, you should like this. I'll see you tomorrow, Beth. DFTBA.